We are out here at a restaurant called La Divina Pastora. It's a beautiful setting. It's out by the El Morro Castle, and I like this setting because it's one of my favorite restaurants in Havana. You're right on the water, so you see a beautiful skyline shot of Havana. If you come out here at night, it's real pretty. The setting is nice, and so is the food. And if you've never been to Cuba, and there's a darn good chance of that, then you might want to know something about the food down here. Most of the restaurants have pretty much the same thing on the menu. They got the pork, chicken, the black beans and rice, that kind of thing. And something that has become a favorite among the Americans down here, grilled fish, or cherna, which is actually just red snapper. It's real good. Now, if you really want to be daring, you can just, pick something that you've never seen before in your Spanish-English dictionary and have that for dessert. I've done that. You got to be adventurous. It's a lot of fun. Now, this is Sunday, of course. It's a day of traditions, a day when people traditionally get together with their families for meals and that sort of thing. Now, I don't know what your tradition is. My tradition is such that I go to church in the morning, and then after that, we're so tired out that we can barely work up enough strength to go through the drive-thru. Then we get our Sunday newspaper and fall asleep in front of the Braves game. That's our tradition. Special, isn't it? Now, I don't know what you do. Maybe you get together with a whole bunch of family. Maybe you cook a big roast, or maybe you spend your Sundays the same way a certain family we visited in Havana spends theirs. If you should find yourself in Cuba on a Sunday afternoon, this is a scene you might encounter. The game of dominoes on the front porch, fueled by typical Cuban rum, not the tourist variety. Inside, the meal is being prepared, a meal of white rice and black beans, of course, chicken, rice pudding, and something I could only describe as mashed banana patties. This gathering of in-laws may just last all afternoon, but while the scene is typical, this particular family, in some ways, is not. The man of the house is a first-generation Cuban of Chinese descent. His wife attends the Baptist church right around the corner from their house, which I'm told by Cuban government officials is becoming more common. Then she returns home to clean and cook.
Ese es el día que uno tiene tranquilidad, tiene paz, se reúne primero con Dios y después con la familia.
Judith is in a minority when it comes to religious practice, while Fidel Castro, brought up himself in a Catholic home for a few years, has made overtures to religious groups in Cuba. 55% of the population is still considered non-religious, but they are not considered non-eating, and they enjoy each other's company, as would families most anywhere. This family gathering alternates from one house to another from week to week, and apparently they appreciate a good joke. At the end of the meal, it's Cuban tradition that surprise guests wash the dishes. At least, that's what they told me.
Oye, ¿y Pablo americano dónde está? Pablo, en la cocina lavando los platos. ¿Pero qué es eso? ¿Cómo está lavando los platos? Ah, porque aquí el que viene a comer por primera vez tiene que lavar los platos. Pero el tipo se creyó eso.